Real quick before the video begins, I just want to say thank you guys so much for 50 subscribers. Um, I believe I started this channel, back in 2020 actually, and I didn't really post too much on this channel. Keep in mind this is just kind of like my second channel, and then I have a main channel that I usually do where I talk about sports. If you're interested in sports content, I'll probably put a link to the main channel down below in the description. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for 50 subscribers. I apologize I don't really upload much on this channel. Again, it's kind of my second channel, so I don't really upload on this channel much anyway. But because, the last few videos have actually done very well, especially my tier lists on the preschool show channels. This is actually kind of motivating me to upload on this channel. Again, thank you guys for 50 subscribers. I know it's not much, but gotta get to 100 subscribers, man. It'd be cool to have two YouTube channels that had 100 subscribers. Alrighty, everybody, what is going on, and welcome back to a new video. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, March 14th, 2023, and as you guys can see, we are going to be doing another tier list, and this time we're going to do the tier list on Dreamworks. Yesterday we did the Blue Skies tier list. This was actually originally going to be yesterday's video, but I ended up scrapping it, so we're going to redo it today. Hopefully you guys do enjoy. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new here, comment down below what's your guys' thoughts and opinion on Dreamworks. What's your favorite animation studio? For me, I've always enjoyed Pixar. Dreamworks for me has always been very hit or miss. Like, they make good movies, they've made a lot of bad movies, and they made some movies that I think are just okay. They made a few movies that I have not seen either. Just a heads up, I ended up putting the ones that I have not seen and I haven't watched here. So, The Abominable, Kung Fu Panda 3. I believe this is the new Puss in Boots movie that came out. I believe the new Croods movie. This, I think, is supposed to be a sequel, I believe, to Spirit. Sinbad, I have not seen it, though I hear it's a really good movie. I believe this is How to Train Your Dragon 3 and the new Boss Baby movie. I'm pretty sure these are good movies. I hear How to Train Your Dragon 3 is a pretty good movie. But overall, yeah, I have not seen these movies, so I'm not really going to talk about them. But besides that, I think I've seen most of DreamWorks movies. Again, they're not horrible, they're not bad. They're just whatever. Anyway, so let's go through the tiers real quick. We have the haven't watched tier. We've got the dumpster fire tier, or the DreamWorks movie, or the bad movies. We'll have the I'll watch when on, meaning like they're not great, but I'll watch whenever they're on. We have mid, just the movies that are okay. We have average, and then of course we've got the elite movies. All right, starting off this list, we've got one of the newer, I believe this is the first DreamWorks movie ever made, released in early 1997, 1998, around that time. We've got Ants. I have seen Ants. Ants is an okay movie. Now, I believe around this time when Ants came out, I remember hearing about there was kind of like a beef. There was kind of like between Pixar and DreamWorks at the time. So I think Pixar had released Bugs Life. I'm not too sure when Bugs Life came out. Bugs Life was like late 1998, I believe. Yeah, it was 1998. And then Ants came out, I believe, around the same time. But I think the two, they were kind of arguing there was kind of a brawl going on whether or not which movie would come out first. Because, these are both movies based on bugs. So, yeah, I can kind of understand and why both parties ended up beefing over this. Now, to answer your question, which movie do I prefer between Ants and Bugs Life? Wait, when did Ants come out? October of 1998, and then I think Bugs Life came out like a month later. Bugs Life, I think, was a month after. I think it came out in November. Yeah, it came out like a month later. To me, I think Bugs Life is if you're into comedy, Bugs Life is I believe, is the more funny movie. Ants, on the other hand, I think it's actually a pretty dark movie. It's not a perfect movie by any means, neither is Bug's Life, but if I had to pick, I'd just pick Bug's Life just because it's funny. But I'd go with Ants just because if you want more of a serious story. Also, Woody Allen does a pretty good job in this movie. Moving on, we've got Boss Baby. It's a horrible movie. Alec Baldwin is a baby. That's literally the entire joke of the movie. Moving on, we've got Chicken Run. Chicken Run's a good movie. I'll put it in elite. I think it's a really great movie. I think it's an underrated movie. Aardman, man, like they have. So for those of you who don't know, Aardman was the company behind this movie. While Disney, I believe, not Disney, DreamWorks, excuse me, I believe was like the distributors. So Aardman and DreamWorks actually did a handful of different movies over the years. But Chicken Run was the first one that they did back in 2000. Really great movie. Aardman has never made a bad film or TV show. And it's really cool. This is a movie that I've always grown up with. I had it on VHS. I later on got it on DVD. Now that I have Peacock, which for those of you who don't know has both DreamWorks and Illumination movies, I'm able to watch it on Peacock, and it's great. Moving on, we'll do How to Train Your Dragon 1 first. The first they're both elite. I think both How to Train Your Dragon 1 and 2 are probably some of the best movies DreamWorks has made. Moving on, we've got the Madagascar movies. The first one was good. It's not elite, but it was good. The second movie was okay. I've actually seen it more than I have the first movie. And then the third movie I actually forgot they made a third movie. But I'll put it in I'll watch when on. I don't think it's terrible, but I don't think it's the best out of the Madagascar movies. The best one by far is the first one. I mean, it's pretty cool. Well, a lot of celebrities were big celebrity voice casts for these movies. I mean, you have Ben Stiller as Alex, as Chris Rock, Jada Pinkett Smith, David Schwimmer, Cedric the Entertainer. On the second movie, you had Alec Baldwin and I believe the late Bernie Mac. I believe the second movie was the last movie Bernie Mac did before he died. And then barely ever seen the third movie, so I don't know what celebrities are in there. Really talented voice cast. I think out of all of them, I think the first one is the funniest. The second movie is okay. They go to Africa, and then the third movie, I think they join a circus or something. Moving on, we got the B movie. B movie's okay. Not a whole lot to say about it. It's just a B in New York City. It's another movie that came out in New York City. The first Kung Fu Panda, I think, is good. I don't think it's elite. I think I've only seen the first Kung Fu Panda. Honestly, I think it's alright. I don't think it's the best DreamWorks movie ever made. I've never really been a huge fan of Kung Fu Panda. I don't know if that makes me weird or anything, but I'm just voicing my opinion. Then we've got Megamind. It's okay. Megamind's okay. I've only seen it a couple times. Moving on, we got Monsters vs. Aliens. It was not a good movie. Mr. Peabody and Sherman. I'll watch when it's on. Ariel Winter does a good job in this movie. I know the dad also from Modern Family's in this movie too. He does a pretty good job. I think he's a very underrated voice actor. I think he also did the beluga whale on Finding Dory. Moving on, we've got Over the Hedge. Over the Edge, and again, it was not a bad movie. It was not the best thing ever made, but it was okay. It was okay. Used to have this movie on DVD. This was actually one of my favorite movies as a kid. But looking back at it, probably one of the more forgettable DreamWorks movies. I don't know. Moving on, we've got Home. It was not a good movie, but I don't think it's the worst thing ever made. Penguins of Madagascar. This was a very boring movie. I believe this is the Prince of Egypt. Prince of Egypt was a good movie. really nice songs in the movie too. So I believe the guy behind DreamWorks, I think his name is like Katzenberg, used to work at Disney for a very long time. He was always viewed as kind of like a villain in the animation industry. When he moved over to DreamWorks, I believe there was a time where DreamWorks was doing like 2D movies, and he always wanted to do a story on Moses and the story of the Prince of Egypt. Unfortunately, he never really got to do that at Disney, but he got to do it at DreamWorks. But yeah, Prince of Egypt, I think I've only seen it a couple times, but it's okay. Moving on, we got Rise of Guardians. I actually never seen it. Moving on, we've got Shark Tale. Definitely the worst thing that this film has ever made. Again, kind of like Madagascar, as an all-star voice cast. Will Smith, Robert De Niro, Jack Black. I believe the one girl. There's somebody who Renee Zellweger, or from the B movie. She's in this movie. Oh no, it was not a good movie. All right, we'll do the Shrek movies next. I believe that. So the first movie will always be elite. Yes, I called him. I texted him.
You going out stuff like that?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe you have to know. We just want to know when you cook supper for you or what.
I texted him. He should have responded.
Oh,
I tried to upload this video yesterday and I got interrupted. I'm trying to upload this video today and I'm still getting interrupted. Jesus. As I was saying, the first movie is good. The second movie I think is kind of overrated. I still think it's an okay movie. The third movie was not good. And then the fourth movie was okay. That's probably all I'm going to say about the Shrek movies. Yeah, again, the first Shrek movie will always be great. It will always be the greatest movie out of the franchise. Shrek 2 was good. It's just, I think it's kind of an overrated film. Shrek 3, definitely the worst out of all the movies. Definitely not. It had the really low humor. The jokes in them weren't very funny. Then you gotta keep in mind it's a DreamWorks film. And then the final chapter was not the greatest. I'm sorry. Moving on, we got Captain Underpants. This is actually one of my favorite DreamWorks movies. I think it's a very underrated DreamWorks movie. So to anybody who read the books, you'll know what I'm talking about. I grew up reading the books as a kid, and I had a great time with it. With the books, I had a great time with this movie. I'm going to put it an average. I don't think it's not an elite movie, but I think it was pretty good. Always enjoyed watching this movie. I think they actually did a TV show on Netflix. I thought it was hilarious. I thought the books were hilarious. I thought the movie is hilarious. Kevin Hart's in this movie. I think that you guys know I'm not the biggest Kevin Hart fan, but I think he does a good job in this movie. It's average. Moving on, it's a good movie. Moving on, we got Flushed Away. It's okay. Definitely not the best movie Aardman wise. If we're talking about Aardman, not the best movie they've ever made. And then for DreamWorks, on the other hand, it's just a typical DreamWorks movie. I mean, there's a bunch of DreamWorks humor in this movie. I think it's a pretty good movie. It talks about rats, and it's a rat who lives a life. He's kind of a rich guy. Kind of lives by himself. Gets flushed down the toilet. It ends up going to the sewer, and then it kind of goes on a mission. It's pretty cool. Moving on, we've got The Croods. Horrible movie. Moving on, we've got Spirit. It was good. El Dorado, I unfortunately haven't seen it, though I would love to. I think they made a few direct-to-DVD sequels of this movie. Moving on, we've got Trolls. So they're both garbage, man. Moving on, we've got Turbo. It's okay. Kung Fu Panda 2, again was all right. And then finally, we've got Wallace and Gromit. Wallace and Gromit, that was elite. Probably one of the few tier lists I have where I had 5 movies in elite. Wow, I actually had 5 movies in elite this time. Well, there you go, everybody. That is going to do it for the Bill Seaver, Josh Wright, DreamWorks animation and tier list. The elite movies, we've got Chicken Run, we've got Dragon. We've got the Dragon movies 1 and 2, How to Train Your Dragon 1 and 2. We've got the Shrek movie and the first Shrek, and then we've got Wallace and Gromit. Average, we've got Madagascar, Kung Fu Panda, Prince of Egypt, Shrek 2, and Captain Underpants. Actually, screw it. I'm putting Captain Underpants in elite. Mid, we've got Ants, Madagascar 2, B-Movie, Megamind, Over the Hedge, Shrek, The Final Chapter, Flushed Away, Spirit, Turbo, and Kung Fu Panda 2. I'll Watch One On, Madagascar 3, Peabody and Sherman, Home, and Penguins of Madagascar. And then the dumpster fire, we've got Boss Baby, Monsters vs. Aliens, Shrek Tale, Shrek 3, Croods, Trolls, both the Trolls movies. I mean, all they are, it's pretty much Disney or DreamWorks version of a Disney film. Cheesy pop songs, cheesy pop culture references. James Corden's in this movie. He's annoying. James Corden is just the most annoying celebrity of all time. And then we have all the movies I haven't watched. Hopefully you guys do have a great day. Let me know in the comments below what do you think my next tier list should be, what the next video should be. And I'll talk to you guys later.